Hello and welcome to latest Igbo land news. Story 1. Abia State local government autonomy debate. In Abia State, a political debate has emerged over the implementation of the Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy. An All Progressive Congress APC chieftain, Prince Paul Ikonne, has publicly called on Governor Alex Otti to fully obey the Supreme Court ruling, which grants financial autonomy to local governments. According to the judgment, funds meant for local government councils should be paid directly to them from federal accounts without passing through state governments. Prince Ikonne insists that local governments are a constitutionally recognized tier of government and not administrative units under state control. He warned that any attempt by governors to control local government finances amounts to disobedience of the highest court in the land. Many residents in Abia State say this issue goes beyond party politics. Community leaders argue that local government cannot function effectively if their funds are withheld. According to one resident, when Supreme Court gives a clear judgment, there should be no debate. Law is law. Another added, primary healthcare, rural roads, and market are local government responsibilities. When their funds are controlled, the people suffer. As the Igbo saying goes, Iwukwo agesokwaya. When the law speaks, will it be followed? All this Igbo, I'm not against this local government. Man, is not any local government ego so would the local government chairman kita ya uzi billionaires ha na elizi ka boss ego and the state governor na ewo na na share the local government ya na enweta ego ha directly from federal account. A lot of people are not just local government. Maketu a governor sisi anatakwa ego ha nwa adozi in charge of their local government funds from federal account ya na abia na ha direct. Into a governor say go budget for state, local government yana go local government area ya budget. My guy na ezufu ye hizi ne all the egwu. All the kwamma local government autonomy dị mma mana na so dey kwa ndị local government ya chairman ya billionaire yikazi onye ọ na ya na-agbajezi ọ na-enweta gubernatorial. If ndị mmadụ ya na-ahapụzi is even state house of ifema. Focus on our local government. Meanwhile, let's go to story 2. Igbo language. Ohanaeze supports compulsory teaching. Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the Pan-Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, has expressed strong support for the policy making Igbo language compulsory in schools. The organization explained that many Igbo children can speak French English but struggle to communicate in their mother tongue. Ohanaeze believes this trend threatens Igbo cultural survival. They urge parents to support the policy by speaking Igbo at home rather than relying entirely on English. Parents and teachers have shared mixed but thoughtful reactions. A teacher noted, children can learn language best at home. Schools can help, but parents must lead. Another parent remarked humorously, my child can pronounce complex English words, yet hesitate to greet elders in Igbo. If you ask it to pronounce hippopotamus, this and that, pronounce. But to greet elders in Igbo is a problem. And this is a serious problem. Even at home, ọtụtụ ndị nne na nna na-asụrụ ụmụ ha asụsụ oyibo. O meziri ife sie ike ụmụazị ịmụtakwuzi Igbo. Igbo anyị na-anakwa na-ana. Traditional leaders have also warned that losing a language means losing history, values, and identity. If your language is lost, you are nobody again. You're just a member of this earth. That is what you are. Once your language is lost, your culture, everything is lost. It disappears. You just won't exist. And let's go to story 3. Ebonyi State, electricity and industrial development. Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifuru has raised concern over the role of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, in the state's industrial development plan. The governor states that electricity infrastructure projects meant to improve power supply in Ebonyi State have been delayed despite substantial payment already made. He emphasized that without reliable electricity, industrial growth cannot take place. According to him, industries require stable power to operate, create jobs, and attract investors. Delay in transmission projects discourage potential investors from considering the state. Business owners and youths in Ebonyi State say the issue of electricity has limited economic opportunities. Sincerely, I read in the news a particular community in Ebonyi said they have not had electricity for almost 5 years. And I believe in other parts of Igbo land there are places that have same problem. One entrepreneur said, "We have land, manpower, and raw materials, but no stable electricity." Wow. Another resident also commented, "Young people want job, but factories cannot operate without power," and that is the truth. And community leaders are urging federal agencies to treat all states fairly in power infrastructure development. As the Igbo saying goes like this, "Enweghị ọkụ, mmepe ya adị," and that is truth. Without electricity, there is no development. Nyenụ ndị Ebonyi ọkụ, ọ bụrụ sọ ndị Ebonyi. Nyenụ ana Igbo ọkụ, nyenụ anyị ọkụ. I don't know Ebonyi governor. He tried quite this geometric power and care Abia governor tried. Can feature? Moving on to story 4, Enugu East, roads and food support. The chairman of Enugu East local government area, Engineer Beloved Dan Anike, has completed the construction of 10 kilometers of roads across the council area. In addition, he flagged off the distribution of 10,000 bags of rice to residents as part of a seasonal support initiative. Residents say the road projects have improved movement and connectivity, while the rice distribution helped ease food costs during the festive period. Many residents welcome the development. Of course, they will do. One resident said, "Good roads reduce transport stress. That is a lasting benefit." Another added with a smile, "Food assistance is temporary, but roads remain for many years." While some residents call for transparency in distribution and maintenance of the roads, many describe the project as a positive step. Moving to Anambra State, tenants protest high rent. In Anambra State, tenants have protested rising house rents and formed a pressure group to address the issue. According to the group, rent increases of up to 300% has been recorded in some areas. Tenants also complain about additional charges such as agency fees, caution fees, and legal fees, which further increase housing costs. The group plans to engage the state government and the House of Assembly to ensure enforcement of existing tenant laws. Tenants describe the situation as unsustainable. It's not easy, really. Rent hike. One tenant said rent increases are faster than salary increases. You wonder why salaries are increasing, rent will not increase. And people have to pay now, be able to get money to pay. Yes, salaries should increase as well. And another resident also added, affordable housing is becoming a serious challenge for low-income earners. And housing experts warn that unchecked rent increases could push many families into overcrowded or unsafe living conditions. People will begin to look for certain places to live. Mgbe ife dị oke ọnụ, ndị mmadụ ekwulile okwu. Yes, so ọ dị oke ọnụ, ka ife fọrọzi ndị mmadụ ya na-ekwu okwu. These stories reflect everyday realities affecting communities across Igbo land. Local government autonomy, cultural preservation, electricity, infrastructure, and housing all directly impact the quality of the people. Please like this report, share it with others, leave your comments and opinions. This is IGBO AREA TV, where Igbo issues are explained clearly, truthfully, and without law. My name is Afamu Azuka Oje. Bye-bye.